So regardless of whether you struggle with anxiety or not, we do all have stress. At some point in our lives, we have some type of stress, whether that's through school, work, home life, whatever it may be, we all have stress. And with stress comes tension in our body. So progressive muscle relaxation is a great way to not only relax your body, but also to kind of distract your mind from whatever it is that you're thinking about or stressing about, and bring it to something that's going to help not only relax your body, but your mind. So I find too that a lot of people share that it's especially helpful before bed because they're kind of releasing that tension and preparing their body to be very relaxed and calm before bed. So in order to start, you want to find a comfortable position. Usually that's either seated or lying down. Be sure you remember to breathe throughout this activity, just like I went over in my last video, the deep breathing. We don't want anyone passing out, so it's important to always take those deep breaths, and that's part of it. If you have an injury of some sort, make sure you either are kind of gentle with the way you tense that area, or you just skip that area altogether. And then we're going to start with the top of our body, which is our face, and then work our way down all the way to our toes. But you could also start from your toes and then work your way up to your face as well. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. So first we're going to start with our face. We're going to squeeze our face. I know I look silly. Really tight for about 10 seconds. And then we're going to release. And when we release, we should feel a relaxing sensation in our face where we were kind of squeezing it all together. What's happening in this moment is that when we squeeze it all together, we're actually restricting blood flow to that part of our body. And then when we release, we feel like this calming sensation because that's all the blood rushing back into that area. So that's kind of what's happening. The next part is your neck. So you lift that up ever so slightly. You don't want to be straining, so you're just doing it lightly, a little uncomfortability, but nothing too crazy. Then you let it down, your shoulders, all the way up to your ears, all the way to 10 seconds, and then release. And then your shoulder blades, you want to pull those back together as if you're trying to squeeze something together back there. And then you release. And then we're going to go to our fists. So you squeeze those real tight. Again, not straining, but just enough to where you can feel that tension. And then you release and feel that blood rushing back in. And then we're going to suck it in like we're taking a picture. We want to look skinny. And release. We're going to arch our low back just ever so slightly and count to 10. And release. And then for our calves, we'll curl our toes inward and hold. And then release. And the last thing, our toes, just crunching those together. And then we release. So hopefully at the end of this activity, you realize, maybe you realize how much tension you didn't realize you had in your body, or you just feel more relaxed in general. And again, this activity is meant to just release the tension in your body, but it can also be a helpful distraction if you are having trouble falling asleep or just stopping anything that you're worrying about or stressing about. And just like the other coping skills I've gone over in previous videos, it's really important that you practice this on a regular basis. So maybe one or two times per day. So that way, when you do need the skill to kind of help reduce the tension, you actually think about it and you're able to access the skill because you've practiced it. If we don't practice it, we may not do it correctly, or we may not think to use it. So then it's kind of a moot point. So that's it for today. Next week, I'll be back with a video about worry and how to manage worry.